This is Vector Pilot for the Vectrex, and to jump right to the conclusion, this game is great, and I love everything about it. But what is it? Well, it's a conversion of Time Pilot, the classic game released by Konami in 1982, and one of my favorite arcade games. I was pretty excited to get this, and fortunately it did not disappoint. Vector Pilot was created by Kristof Tuts, and I'll put a link below to his website so you can check out all his incredible work on the Vectrex. The game comes in this large case that you've been looking at, it has a color manual, and the price includes your choice of one of these 3 overlays. If you want more than one, that'll cost extra. The overlays are very well made and seem very durable, though they're just a hair larger than a regular overlay, and don't quite fit as well, but it isn't really a problem. So let's actually look at the game so you can see these overlays in action, and the game in action. Get ready for action. Here it comes. For those unfamiliar with Time Pilot, it's a freely scrolling shooter. Your plane always stays in the center of the screen, but you can travel in any direction, and enemies will attack from every direction. The freedom of movement is great, and the intense action really makes it feel like you're in a dogfight. There's 5 stages, each representing a period in history, and the enemies you face are appropriate to the time. Biplanes in 1910, single-wing prop planes in 1940, helicopters in 1970, and so on. You score points for each enemy you destroy, and after shooting a certain amount of enemies, a larger boss ship will appear, and upon destruction of said boss ship, you'll warp to the next time period. There are also bonus points available for rescuing a parachuting pilot, and for wiping out an entire formation of enemies when they appear in formation. Vector Pilot brings a pretty faithful version of Time Pilot to the Vectrex. All the stages and aircraft are included, and the graphics look incredible, with just a bit of slowdown at the most hectic moments. The overlays do a wonderful job of colorizing the graphics in interesting ways, and the effect when warping from one time period to the next is beautiful. Vector Pilot includes a handy calibration mode, allowing you to adjust the screen center and line up the progress bar at the top with the overlay, so all the graphics look as they should. And the cartridge will store your settings so you don't need to do this each time you play. The sound is very close to the arcade, all the and are reproduced faithfully. It's too bad the Vectrex doesn't have a subwoofer to really hear the quality. The controls in Vector Pilot are excellent and versatile. Your plane is constantly moving, and using the arcade control setup, which will be familiar to anyone who has played Time Pilot, your ship will turn and move in the direction you press the joystick. Move it up to the left and your ship will turn that way. Move it in the opposite direction and your ship will turn to that heading. While the plane will tend to snap to one of the 8 standard directions, you do get the feeling of 360 degrees of control. Vector Pilot also adds a simple left-right scheme where moving the stick left or right rotates your ship counterclockwise or clockwise. You can also use 2 of the action buttons for left-right turning, which leaves the remaining buttons for fire and pause. Vector Pilot definitely feels like it's arcade inspiration, though I think your plane's turning speed is slower. It doesn't seem like you can make the same speedy turns as you can in the arcade. It's a subtle difference, but it does affect how I play a little, as right now at least, I don't feel as confident making really sharp turns in close quarters like I would on Time Pilot. But besides that, the control and gameplay are excellent, and you'll be amazed at how well this game has been recreated on the Vectrex. Some other features of Vector Pilot include 3 difficulty levels, the ability to save the top 9 high scores on the cartridge, and some fun bonuses you'll see if you get far enough, but I won't spoil them for you. I don't know that I've really expressed how much I enjoy Vector Pilot, but really it's one of my favorite things of all time. Up there with air, water, and hot dogs. And tacos. I like tacos too. And I like Vector Pilot. It's not only a technical showcase for the Vectrex, it's a really great game, with a lot of great features. It's just a really complete title, and I feel honored just to be in its presence. All hail Vector Pilot.